Welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of Business Transformation with FBSPL Insurance Edition. My name is Edward Permalis, and I'm going to be your host today, introducing your ongoing and further host, Mr. KB. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, Edward, I'm fantastic. How are you?
Great. So today's episode is all about introducing the world to KB, introducing people to the podcast and to the wonderful company that is FBSPL and all the things that they do. So to kind of backtrack here, what was your career path that led you to FBSPL?
Good one. So I have to trail back to the memories now. I think I started my career very early on when, I was still studying and doing my graduation. And outsourcing was, and I believe it still is, the only industry that is, welcoming freshers with wide arms. And so it was an obvious choice for me. So I started my job back then and I became part of the industry. I was getting international exposure, which was great back then, back in 2000s, early 2000s. And I was helping individuals. I was helping businesses, and I loved what I was doing. And I got associated with Fusion or FBSPL back in 2007. It has been a great journey so far. Here at FBSPL, I love the culture we have as a company. I mean, you have an idea, you share it, you implement it, and you take it ahead. And that's empowering. That's very satisfactory as an employee. It gives you a feeling of accomplishment, when you see your ideas turning into reality.
Very nice. 16 years at the company. That is definitely a milestone, something that you don't see a lot of nowadays with people job hopping all over the place. And hey, I'm in exactly the same boat. I also, straight out of high school, started working for outsourced companies out of here in my little part of Europe, working on different American projects. Similar backgrounds right there. So you joined us within first couple of years of FBSPL being founded, right?
Yes, so it was 2006 when the company was founded. I joined in 2006. Then, as I said, I was studying. I took a break for my studies. I joined back in 2008. Again, because I was into my master's that time, I was doing my master's of business administration. And during the examination, I left the job because I needed some time to study as well. But yes, then I came back in 2010. And since then, I'm continuously working with them.
Very nice. So how large was the team when you joined in 2007 and how big is it today?
So that time, I still remember it was a small room and we were a team of about 5 or 10 members at most. I'm still connected with all of them. Some of them are still working with me. So that was back then. And today we stand, with a team of about 600 members, plus minus 10.
Very, very, very nice. And going back to that time in 2006, 2007, what was kind of the reason why FBSPL was founded? Who were you trying to help? And what was the business idea that got this all off the ground?
Right. So the owner of FBSPL and the managing director, Mr. Madhukar Dubey, he is an IT enthusiast. And back in early 2000s, the opportunities in the domestic region were so few. So he had this vision to be the biggest employer in the area, so providing opportunities to the bright talent in the community. And the idea was also to help other businesses with opportunity to grow at affordable rates. And hence FBSPL came into existence. And up to its name, the fusion, we are a fusion of different ethnicities, different backgrounds, and different skill sets. So that's how it all began. And here we are today.
Awesome. So from a 10-person office to over 600 strong, now you're at a spot where you are starting a podcast, serving the insurance industry, making sure that their business operations are being properly done, allowing them to scale. So, why should the insurance professional of 2023 tune into this podcast?
Oh, good one. So, insurance is one of the biggest industries worldwide, and it's growing every day. Yet there are so few resources available for the industry experts to gain knowledge and insights. So this is a step towards creating a place where we are not only helping our clients, but building a knowledge pool and a resource for everyone in the industry. This is also for insurance businesses that would like to learn about transformation, optimizing processes, cost reduction, technology, insurance, and improving customer services. So those will be benefited a lot.
Very nice. And when you look at the kind of insurance business as it operates today, where do you see some flaws? What are companies doing wrong? Where are they dropping the ball in their business operations as it relates to the insurance sector?
So some of it has to do with the legacy systems they still have to follow. So there are legacy systems. There are repetitive, mundane processes. Very few in the industry are exploring innovative ways to transform the work. And efficient adoption of technology is too low within the insurance domain, which leads to poor data management. One example, let's say inefficient claims processing. So insurance companies may struggle with slow and complex claims processing, leading to a long wait times and frustration for policy holders. And it's all related outdated systems and processes, lack of cost control, inadequate training and development for employees. So this all leads to demotivation among the members of the industry. It makes their jobs harder. And at the same time, their clients are not happy too. So I think these are a few of the top challenges insurance industry is looking into right now.
So there's not a lot of technological transformation going on, right? It's a bit of a stagnation, and I can relate to that. I've moved between, jobs before. I went from, selling for an enterprise level travel agency to working in a small recruiting company, and I went from a, in-house built like robust CRM to a legacy database where, it automatically just kills your productivity, and especially now that like the job market is becoming so flush with all this amazing talent coming out of the tech sector, with all the layoffs, especially for revenue teams, like salespeople are very likely to go try something new, like selling insurance. And I believe that without those technological without those technological advancements, it's going to be very hard to have, these SaaS superstars stay in an environment where they have to do all this manual work.
Exactly. So this has becoming a problem. And as you rightly said, the hiring is becoming a challenge because the new generation, they're so technologically advanced. They don't want to do this paperwork over and over again. And that becomes a problem for the companies where they still have to maintain the records, their data. It should always be updated for compliance reasons, for record basis, and for whatnot. And I give an example. There is a client, they are a team of about 2,000 members. They have a tool in place, but they are not utilizing it properly. So when the adoption of technology is not there, the customer and the company, they're going to suffer a lot. So they reached out to us. They wanted help to, optimize the use of their tools they have in place. We help them out. It's working fantastic right now. But yes, this is one of the biggest challenges that the industry is looking to.
And what about like the kind of software model that goes into insurance? Like, have there been a lot of technological advancements in that sphere? Is there a lot of like, kind of cutthroat, technology software coming out for the insurance sector? And is it just that companies aren't getting to it, or is it that there's also a stagnation in the kind of creation and development process of new tech for that's specifically for insurance as a whole?
So I would say the advancement is there, but it's not at the same pace as it's happening in other domains. But yes, it's there. It has started, but the ones who are early adopters will be the winners ultimately, and the ones who are not adopting the technology or thinking about the transformation about their processes and how to merge technology in their processes, they would be, have a difficult time in longer run. But yes, technology is coming in. I give you an example. There is a client of ours. He has built an AI-based platform that helps you in home inspection. So earlier there were inspectors going to the house, doing the inspection, and then there was lots of cycle that was followed after that. But with this technology, you just have to point your phone, towards your house, and it gives you an automatic inspection report. So, as I said, technology is coming in, but it's slow, and the early adopters will get the most benefit.
I'm going to throw a curveball at you here. So if you have to look at, let's just say, some software companies that are currently serving insurance that you would recommend, what would you say is, let's just say, legacy software versus something newer? Can you give us some names, like, for example, I don't know, Salesforce to HubSpot, or what you would recommend that your listeners would look into as potentially their next upgrade?
So I would say, I talk about, let's say, agency level first, because otherwise the bigger giants in the industry, they have their own proprietary tools in place. But let's talk about the agency level. So I won't say there is new technology that can be, phenomenal in years to come, but yes, there are already tools that are, being modified every day. And the agencies are using them as well, but not to their optimal level. So, for example, there is called Applied Epic, which is an agency management system. There is Hawksoft, AMS 360. There is QQ Catalyst. So these are few widely used agency management systems. However, again, not every agency is utilizing them as efficiently as they should be.
Oh, okay. So it's not about buying new tech. It's about making the tech that you already have work and making it, integrating it better into your everyday process. Okay. Looks like I learned something new. All right. So when it comes to this podcast, like, who is the persona? Who is the individual at an insurance company that should really tune in, listen? Who would get the most value out of what's to come with this season of the show?
I think everyone in the industry, the businesses and the professionals involved in the industry, right from a producer to an account manager to a customer support representative, the underwriters. I think it's meant for everyone who are in the industry and working, towards client-facing things on the paperwork. Because, as I said, there are not many resources out there where they can go to for the enhancement of their knowledge and to see what's out there, what's latest out there. When they seek help, they usually go to a consultant, which always a paid option. So we wanted to make sure that there is something for everyone. And if they have some questions, they need some knowledge, they need some insight, they have a place where they can go to.
All right. So everybody in insurance should look out and start listening. And for those who start listening, what kind of content can they expect? Is it going to be just interviews? Is it going to be more like fireside chats? What can people expect from this podcast?
I'm glad you asked this. So, we are early on in this one. We are still, modifying it. But, so far what we have in plan is like ideas to optimize the operational processes, how to bring innovation in the business, optimum use of technology, resources to cut costs, again, because cost is one of the biggest challenge for the industry. Then there will be thought-provoking insights on industry trends and challenges, experts' analysis on risk and how they can be managed. In fact, case studies showcasing innovative solutions and best practices, interviews, as you rightly said, so interviews with industry leaders and influencers, discussions on technology and digital transformation in insurance, tips and advice for risk management and underwriting, regulatory updates and its impact on the industry, and maybe stories on evolving customer needs and expectations.
So there is truly a lot to cover. Amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in, everybody. This is the first and last time you're hearing from me. As of next episode, KB's running the show. KB, give us some thoughts as we exit out of the episode.
Absolutely. So I'm totally excited and I look forward to it. This is something new for me, but I believe that we are going to gain a lot, me as an individual and you as an audience. So keep tuning into, and I promise we'll come up with lots of fun and knowledgeable content in time to come.
And don't forget to give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you for joining, everybody, and until next one.